Friends, the times they are changing. For the only thing that does not change is the will to change. That and the aged. The aged are here to stay. They are everywhere. They cover this land like a warm blanket, and this land holds them gently with its ancient rocks and crannies. The aged need their poetry. If they don't get their poetry, they get grumpy or forgotten. Please welcome Michael Boughn, who will sing to the aged and to all of us who are not aged but one day will be, with his great Canadian poems.
I'm an old guy, but I can do the stairs by myself. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present great Canadian poems for the, it should read ages. There's a slight typo on the cover, but this is not an uncommon experience for Jay and myself. Do I get another prize, Jay? This is, it's history, right? We're talking history here tonight. Historically speaking, in 1966, I came to Canada, and this was one of the first images that I experienced when I came to Vancouver from Southern California. It was on the front page of the Vancouver Sun, and I was like, holy shit, where the hell am I? I'm in Canada, that's right. So this is my Canada, and it's actually, well, I'll read one first. This is Doukhobor butts. This is for those of you, so I asked my students about this yesterday, I read the book, this was on Friday, and I asked who knew who Foster Hewitt was, and nobody in my classroom knew who Foster Hewitt was, and I thought, you know what, this book is timely. This book is going to keep all those kids up to speed on Canada. Doukhobor butts. The truth is often saggy, naked, dimpled in ways unsuspecting youths from the desert intersect with a kind of stunned but vague recognition that north is more direction than most needles can tell. Is it the condition that reeks or the havoc that conditions? The flames bear confusion into the thick of aliens' sudden illumination. Your house is then a pile of smoking resistance. Not much good for sheltering unstable digressions, but good for occasional announcements regarding Caesar's extension's sudden encounter with a grizzly. Well, maybe not a grizzly, but something different, something unconcerned with intelligible requirements, a kind of not beyond not a grizzly, with equally big teeth. Refusing war while wandering migrations loosed upon strange lands wreathed in mist can resemble naked truths. In the flickering light of the fire, they seem to tremble with unexpected vigor as the whole corpus shakes across the grain. In moments like these, the best course is often to strike a match or stick out your thumb. But the paths it follows lead to negotiations beyond distressed intimacies lacking commitment as a sign to further conflagrations of no further signs. Renewed points of departure reek of poppy smoke and damp bodies, signifying nothing. The sense of the flames dances in alien delirium, result is then not a necessary condition, as if topsy-turvy itself was as eager as ever to claim syntactical rights in the face of imperial Cossack resolutions. The communal but lays waste to conceived outcomes, turning a vast backside to the ashes of self and others, populating the market of insatiable hungers. Nothing is hidden in frayed intimacies of a burning world. Out of the ashes nothing arises but the knowledge of ashes. No pun can do justice to this sagging, dimpled resistance. The deposition of the body that remains without further thought of roses, is nothing but remains of a distant entrance scattered across mountains in coastal winds. Some of these poems are actually funny. I'm sorry. Yeah, so there's a Foster Hewitt poem. Okay, I'm going to read you the Dominion poem. I wasn't going to read this one, but I'll do this one. This is Dominion. Actually, the poem is called Dominion Day. Some of us will remember Dominion Day. Others in the audience will never have experienced Dominion Day.
Why is that, Mike?
Because we're fucking old, Victor. Dominion Day. These poems, like I wrote, as some of you may know, I am a GG loser. I'm a recovering GG loser. My literature wasn't fucking excellent enough. But I decided to strike back by writing great Canadian poems. I'm a shoo-in next year. This poem is called Dominion Day. O Canada, whose on top is your anthem of immaculate plenitude, your endless refrain. No domicile is complete without it, no tempest truly fine. Whose on top resists metaphorical resolutions and leafy insistence on benevolent and scalable magnitudes, as long as no answer dominates. As the sun rises over the Atlantic, vectorial intensities displace it in stories of voluptuous proliferation, whose next to it also counts, though then the top becomes a question negotiable similitudes mountainous distances fade into. They may look like a maple leaf in heat, but then whose on top approaches the horizon of sense's own domestic walls, if nations and grocers can wield dominion over dominion, is dominion's dominion diminished? I actually wrote that shit. I'm going to read it again. This may look like a maple leaf in heat, but then whose on top approaches the horizon of sense's own domestic walls, if nations and grocers can wield dominion over dominion, is dominion's dominion diminished? Or is it merely destined for some attitude adjustment in the company of unsuspecting increments of authoritative distribution functions, disdaining toques, even as fading regimes of remittance cling to some last vestige of long, pale legs in little white tennis skirts? Whose on top then extends beyond streets' names, ever tenuous hold on the ground worn into paths of immaculate condensation. Whose on top then simply covers necessary music with variations suggesting new and interesting positions of attainable felicity. Celebrations continue to register pseudonymous changes, dominant contingencies in new regimes of national amnesia, even as Alberta lets its hair hang low in fits of energetic contortions. Who's on top then dissipates into fading memories' jaunts through glacial encounters recollection of the end of the world. Dominion slips the leash of purely functional forecasts, fashionable memory of orange parades, and interpolates authorities' ever-ready restoration into elsewhere's nudge. I'll give you one more. Do you want a nasty one or a nice one? Nasty? Okay. Okay, well this is Bray Booth. This really is illustrated, okay? It says it's illustrated. It really is illustrated. Not with like those fancy things Victor illustrates his books with. This is all shit I stole off the internet. So it's got this picture, you know that famous woodcut of Bray Booth being burned by those nasty Indians. This is called Flaming Jesuits. A truly great Canadian fucking poem. Flaming Jesuits. It has a little epigraph. I come into this world to light a fire. Giordano Bruno. Little did he know. The Indians, they say, would taunt the priests who had fired the kindling with suggestions of more exquisite forms of pain. Jesuits were such good teachers. When Bruno tickled the keys of celestial instrumentalities out where major and minor drifted in nebulous suggestions of endless modulation, circular authorities wielded unfortunate tendencies toward compulsory participation in regulated contractions. Stars wobble and realign, signaling undecidable dark eyes' tangential interest as a suggestive surge of resonating recollections toward hot contact in tight spaces. Tying it all together in burning bundles of non-signifying faggots while unable to smooth transitions between worlds of pain and flights of mind. The terrific flare follows the sentence into ambiguous affairs of heart, enlightening untold narrative flickers, almost as if elemental origin's unintentional hold on brilliance introduces extreme and exquisite cunning into glades of filtered light burning. Maybe it's just that cruel keeps on giving. There's certainly enough to go around, but who's to say hunks of burning love are any less inflamed with the same old intimacies of balanced recession, playing out conclusive terminal landing, leaving uncertain shadowy domains to hang in tumultuous minutiae. Levelers and diggers dangle from the wrong end of a rope, looking bemused at the hue and cry, but the church, fastidiously rejecting spilled blood, leaves heretics to the fire, as if it all comes down to how many worlds you want to count with your eyes closed, in spite of auto de fe's spreading pall over vistas of unrestrained generosity and native intelligence. Thank you.